Hey there, everybody. We are coming to you today from the Amalfi Coast. We're in Europe. I figured, I needed a vacation from my vacation. And I wanted it to be a sunny one because we've had rain here again. So I love Italy. That's part of my heritage. And I've never been to the Amalfi Coast, so I thought today sounds like a good day to go. And in answer to that question, what's better with crafting, red or white? I have to go with white personally. I'm allergic to red, but it always smells really good to me. I just can't have it. So I vote for white, but I don't think it really matters. Cheers. So, oh my goodness, it's today. What day is today? Today's Thursday. I was going to ask you how your weekend was, so that's not going to work. But anyway, today, gosh, I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys all had a great day, and I hope that you're done adulting for the day, and we just kind of settle in and have some crafting fun. So whatever you guys brought to your craft table today, whether you're going to be working on, doing the same kind of stuff that I am, or if you're going to be doing something else, let's just craft along together and have some fun. And if I can entertain you a little bit, or maybe even pass along a little tip or trick, then that would be great. So I am going to tell you what we're going to be working with today. So let me put this up on the screen. I don't know if you guys are familiar with our stack dies. Our stack, actually it's a little stack collection, so to speak. We have these stack dies that will cut out a stack of sentiments. They're really, 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 really cool. And so I thought it would be fun to kind of feature that today and show you how they work, what makes them special, how easy they are to use, and why it's like one of the coolest things to have in your craft room. So I am going to get to that, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of a new product that we've got coming out. We actually have a new collection that's going to be coming out in just a few weeks, and I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of one of the items in that collection. So let me switch my camera so I can show you what's going on. Okay. Let me get rid of some of this. It looks a little bit bright. We have rain here today, so we're having a hard time getting the lighting right in the room here. Alan, this seems to really be flooded with light for some reason, so I'm not sure what's going on. It's really flooded with light. So I don't know if we can make a change to this or not. He's going to try and work on that. So anyway, this is our stack die. And this is how it works. So we have this picture on the back to show you how everything lines up. Let me pop this die out. It's really just, it's one die. And actually, let me just take the whole thing out. So let me pop this off of here. It's one die. And we have the little image on here so you can place it back in there easily. But it's one die that you can use so far with all of these stamp sets. So these are 4x4 stamp sets. Mine are well loved. That's why you see the stain on there. But we have an anytime stack, a love stack, and the essentials stack. And I don't think you can see this. Let me get my glasses on. So I don't know if you can see this because I didn't clean this one. But it says things like, from the bottom of my heart, you're the best. Oh boy. You know what? Let's do this. I have an idea. Well, here's some of them right here. This is what I do. I cut them out, and then I store them in the back of it so that they're there for me to use. This is what it's going to cut. Let's pull these out of here. So we've got so very much. That'll go with like a thank you or a love you with our word dies. That'll work. And then we have hope it is just wonderful, more each day, for everything, sending you a big, and then you can use that with the word hug, just a note to say, and so on. So these we called these essentials because it's a really, really great assortment of just everyday sentiments. And I love the font. We thickened the font on this one. It's really, really fun. So anyway, each of these, oh, this is the new one. This is the one that is going to be coming out. This is going to fit with this die as well. This one is called the encouragement stack. And so this one has sentiments like, thank you for everything you've done. You are a true hero. You're one of a kind. We're in this together. Brighter days are coming. I appreciate your help, and so on. So there's a whole bunch of those in there. But let me show you how neat this is. You can see I've already been playing with it because I absolutely love these. Let me pull the stamp out of here. So the really cool thing is one die, you only have to buy that once, and then we keep adding different sentiment stacks to go with it. This is your stamp. It's really cool. It's just one stamp. So you only have to stamp one time. Isn't that the coolest thing? And then we give you, if you're wondering what these little squares are on here, it's going to stamp these little squares. And then when you line up your die, you're going to line it up with those little squares. It makes it super, super easy to cut out. It is the single most coolest thing. I absolutely love this, and it's been a favorite for everybody. So let's see. I want to show you. This is a sample that I've already stamped. I stamped this in a snowy white ink. I did it on black cardstock, and then I embossed it. Now I did use a white embossing just so that it was like really, really strong. When you stamp with the snowy white, you're still going to get a really good white image, but if you want it to be super dramatic white, when you emboss it, I used white on it to emboss it with, and it came out really, really cool. So this is what it's going to stamp like. It's going to give you this whole list of them. I'm going to show you how this is done because it's really easy. And then we're going to get Alan die cutting. Now, Alan is my husband, for those of you that are new, and he is actually going to do a little die cutting today. Let's see. This is the card that I want to show you to make because it's so easy and it was so fun. Isn't it just spectacular? I thought it was really pretty. So I'm going to show you how I did that because it's really easy. And then I have another one that we're going to go through as well. So here we go. I've got my Misty out, which is my stamp positioner. I'm not going to do any embossing with this today. We did embossing the other day, so we're not going to do that today. So all you're going to do is lay your stamp out just like this. Lay the whole thing down. It doesn't even matter if it's straight. Now I am working with, I'm stamping this on a, oh, you know what? I'm doing this backwards. See, now all right, I'm doing this on purpose. I don't want to stamp it yet. I actually want to do my, my blending first. I want to do my color blending, and then I'm going to stamp it. But this is how it would go. So let me do my color blending. I almost forgot. I'm making mistakes on purpose, right? Because I want to show you what you do if you make a mistake. So let me do my color blending really quickly, because if you noticed on here, I had a rainbow, which is really appropriate for what's going on today with the pandemic and all. So I thought it would be really fun to do something with that. I chose a little rainbow of ink colors. Now these are my hybrid inks. And let me see, I don't need the black right now. So I have 5 colors. And this card that I'm using is the Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface. I use this whenever I'm going to be doing color blending. It's really smooth. It's fantastic. It's a really good heavy blending card. It's really nice. So I have cut this. This started out as A2. I think I've already trimmed it. It started out as A2. Let me show you where we are. Catch you up. So I have my A2 card, 4 1/4, 5 1/2. I trimmed 1/8 of an inch off of the height and the width for a black backer card. And then I trimmed another 1/4 of an inch off of the blending card. So that's just going to kind of stack up and mat really nicely for me. So the colors I've got here, these are my hybrid inks. I'm going to start with Banana Cream Pie. Let me put these in order here. Let's work our way around here. I need a larger surface, I think. So I have Banana Cream Pie, and then I've got Prickly Pear Perfection. So I have my Banana Cream Pie blending brush. And I need to think about, this is one thing I need to kind of plan out. I like to lay my die, I'm going to move these up so you can see better what I'm doing. I like to lay the die out so that I have an idea of where my colors need to go. Because if I put color down here, it's not going to be it's not going to be a part of what I'm doing. And I don't want that. I'm going to make sure that the color goes where it needs to go. So I'm just blending in very quickly. This does not have to be perfect, but I do want it to go all the way across. And I want pretty good coverage. All right. So that's about where my yellow is going to go. That's banana cream pie. Let's set that aside. My next color is Prickly Pear Perfection. It's this beautiful bright green. And you're going to see how these colors will actually kind of blend a little bit too. They're so pretty. I'm going to do this a couple of times, just get a nice bright green. There we go. Now, Alan, do we have any questions from anybody? If you have any questions at all, please put your questions up there. Give us a hello. If you have any comments about anything that we're doing, we'd love to hear from you. Oops, I almost went. I forgot to change my brush. Let me grab my other brush. All right, this one is my Marina Madness. I love this color. It's my favorite color to use for whenever I'm creating a sky, like clouds. Love this color. This is one of our new 12 colors too. I think all the colors that I'm using are part of our new 12 colors. So there's the blue. And then next is our purple. The purple is, this is La La Lavender. Now this is one of the original 24, I believe. Look how beautiful. I just love this. I should have checked to see if we had a rainbow today because we had a rainy day this afternoon. And then the sun came out. So it's quite possible that we had a rainbow. And then the last one is Tickled Pink. I'm going to bring that right in with that purple a bit. There we go. So we've got 5 beautiful colors, like a little rainbow. You saw how easy and quick that is. And then now we're going to move to the next step. Sandy is asking, how did I come up with the names of the inks? The names, you know, I pick all the colors. I actually named every single ink color. And it's really, to be honest with you, it's just what the colors make me think of. I just kind of have a little fun with it. It's just whatever they make me think of. I like to have very whimsical things. If you look at the stamps in our stamps, if you look at our stamps and our sentiments, you know, everything is very whimsical. We've got just a lot of joy and a lot of fun. And so that's really how I came up with them. It was just kind of in keeping with that. So here we go. So I lined that up so that I was careful to make sure that I had all the colors together when I lined this up. And so now I'm going to ink this up. Now I'm going to use my Raven. And I'm going to ink this up probably a couple of times because I'm going over other colors. I just want to make sure that I get a really, really good, let me make sure it's all the way in the corner. You know, and something to keep in mind too is this is one big stamp. So you might have to do it a couple of times just to make sure you get good pressure all around. Got something in the way over here. Let me see. All right. That looks really good, but I'm going to do one more just because we have a few layers and I want this to be really, really strong. Make sure that's all in the corner there. Now at this point, if you wanted to, you could add an embossing powder over the top and you can emboss that. You know, if you're going to do that, you always want to make sure that the colors underneath. Oh, is that squeaking too much? Mm-hmm. Okay. You always want to make sure that the colors underneath have dried before you add that embossing powder. So, like, I would have let that dry for a couple of minutes, and then I would have used that little powdery sack and rubbed that over it, and then I would have stamped it. Then I would add the embossing powder. Cindy, if stamped the dollhouse die and wanted to ink blend a background, which paper is best? The doll, huh?
For your inks.
If stamped the dollhouse die and wanted to ink blend a background, well, anytime you're going to be ink blending, you're going to want to use, this is what I use anyway. Anytime you're going to be ink blending, you're going to want to use this Bristol. I mean, that's what I use anyway. It's not a requirement, but it really is fantastic. The inks are going to move beautifully on it. And that's not just with our inks either. I would recommend that for any ink blending, you know, with any ink that, that you can do ink blending with. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back and set this aside. And then we have this one die. I've got my purple tape. Love this purple tape. I always tape my dies into place because, you know, the pressure from the roller is going to, it could make it move a little bit. So as you can see, I'm lining up those 4 squares. You know, people, you know, I've had a couple people ask, what if the squares, what if this square isn't perfectly aligned and this square isn't, and so on. You keep in mind, you know, it's, we allow a little bit of a tolerance for, you know, for it to be not absolutely perfect. These are guides, okay? So you want to be careful and keep that in mind. I'm going to do a little bit more tape only because I have ink under here, and this is not a very sticky tape. And I'm going to be handing this off to my husband, so I want to make sure that the die doesn't move for him. Okay, so Mr. Hunt, if you can come over here and grab this, you're going to do it face down like that.
Someone was asking for you to hold the paper up higher so they could read it, I think.
Oh, okay, I can do that as soon as, well, here, I can go like this. Let me show you this one. There. So somebody was asking if I could hold it up. How many sentiments are there? Each set has 11 sentiments. We have 3 sentiment sets right now for the stack. So we have Anytime, Essentials, and the Love Stack. Okay. And then coming up in our this is a sneak peek for you. Coming up in our release, our new collection in June, you're going to see the Encouragement stack in there. And that goes with it works with the exact same die. And yes, we are going to keep adding to that. Okay. So, where'd they go?
I knew I was going to screw something up.
Okay, here, why don't you just give me that?
Okay.
There we go. So here are all the pieces that were cut. So this is what it looks like. Okay, we ran it through. One time through the machine, and these are all of the pieces. All right. And then all I did, what time is it right now? It's 7:20. Okay, good. I just want to make sure we have enough time. Here's what I did. On a piece of white cardstock, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to cut this down to size. what am I doing? Yes, no, I want to cut this at 4 inches. And then I'm going to do this at 5 1/4. All right, so now I have my pieces here. And I pulled out my trusty foam. Here's the big foam roll.
It's small.
It is. It almost fits on the camera. Now, my foam is like 3/4 of an inch thick, which in all honesty is too thick for these if you look at these. So
Quarters. Oh,
mine's like, yeah, 3/4 of an inch thick.
wide.
My husband's, he's questioning me.
Wide.
He's questioning me because I make mistakes all the time. So, okay. So here's what I do. And I'm not going to do every single one of these because that would be a little boring for you guys. But this is what I do. I actually cut it into thirds. And then it goes right on the back just like that. So actually maybe I will do some more. I wasn't going to make you guys sit and wait while I do this whole thing, but I think it'd be nice to have a finished card. Who votes for a finished card in the end? Yeah, Alan does. All right, there we go. You cut this in half. And then the next one. Another piece. I'm going to try and get through this part as fast as I can because I know this isn't very entertaining. This would be a good time if anybody has any questions. This would be a good time to ask questions because you can be watching me tape and this isn't very exciting. So if anybody has anything, or if you have, let's see, you know, and just so you know, questions can be about products. They can be about, you know, what we're doing and stuff like that. But, you know, you can ask me questions, or you can ask me questions that are, you know, about me or the company as well if you want it. I mean, I will answer anything that I can. There we go. Cut that in half. We have just a little bit more. Now that I'm doing this part, I'm thinking maybe this part would have been something I should have done ahead. That one's a little bit long, so I'm going to trim that. And if anybody wants to know, anytime I have little pieces like this, I just stick them on the roll and I save them for later, because I will end up needing little pieces like this, and I don't like to throw the stuff away. It's not cheap. There we go. Okay, so we have all of those done. So then the next step, looks like I need a new blade. Got little fuzzies here. All right, so the next step, now here's what I did. There's 11 sentiments in total, right? So I'm going to line these up so that I know where they're going. Let's see, this one goes down here. It's almost like a little puzzle. This one, I think, Brighter Days, I appreciate, You're a True Hero. We're in this together. And then this has to lower down. You are, I think it's One of a Kind. I think they go like this. Okay, so that's the order that they're going to be in. And now to try and get this straight, let me flip this over. To try and get this straight, 3, 4, 5. I grabbed the one in the center and I started with that. And then I just worked my way out with them. And you're going to possibly see the top of my head. I'm going to pull this down so you don't see, I don't have to put my head in the camera. I just kind of did my best to center it and have it be straight. Let me see if this is straight. The first one is the hardest one. That looks like it's too high. So I'm going to lower that down a little bit. Hey, look at that. It's hard to do at the angle that I'm at. Okay, so we're going to go with that. And all I'm doing is removing the tape and or the little piece of paper on the back, and I'm centering one on the other, and I'm leaving just a little bit of space in between them. And if it's not perfect, I'm not going to worry about it because it is homemade crafting and it's not supposed to be perfect. I mean, I want it to look like I cared, like I, wanted it to look really nice, but I'm not going to worry about it looking like it came off of a production line. So IB Elf is asking, do you use the Bristol Smooth for just card panels? I don't. Oh goodness, I can't get this off of here. What's wrong with me? There we go. I don't, for two reasons. One, it's pretty thick, and I consider it a specialty paper. It's also kind of expensive for paper, so I don't use the Bristol for my card panels. I use it only if I'm going to be doing blending, and I do a lot of blending. I really enjoy it. I do a lot of backgrounds with blending. I'll do skies and all kinds of stuff, and when I'm working with my stencils, I'm always using it. So I usually will order, when I get it, I will order like 3 or 4 of them and just have them on hand so that I've got them for a while. But for my card bases, I will use the Nina paper for my card bases, but to be honest with you, a lot of the time I use a less expensive, thinner paper for my card base just because I'm putting so many layers on it when I do it that it gets built up, and I add to the weight of it. So even though the card base itself might be a thinner paper, and I don't mean thin like copy paper, but it'll be a thinner paper, and it's not like any particular name brand. It's just it's not anything I'm really crafting on. I'm just using it for the base. But so I'm not doing any coloring or anything on it. But I don't worry about it being thicker because I'm going to be adding stability to it with the rest of the layers that I add to it. Boy, I hope this is straight. I can't really tell because I can't get over the top of it. So there we go. So it looks like I'm a little bit off center. I'm a little closer to the top than I am to the bottom. So I'm going to make an adjustment. And I'm just going to trim a tiny little bit off of the bottom. And so now I've got my handy tape gun, and I'm just going to put this together really quickly. So as I always do, make sure my card base is opening in the right direction. So I have my just a black cardstock here. And because I only trimmed it, camera out.
Monkey down. I get it.
Because I only trimmed it an eighth of an inch across the top and the side, I get a very, very thin frame around it, which is really nice. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the topper on. Now, you could put this up on foam if you want. I didn't worry about it because I already have the dimension or the texture because I put everything else up on foam. And I'm not concerned about the fact that I have a thicker layer of, or a thicker frame of black across the top than I do the side. Because as long as I have the sides the same, and I have the top and the bottom the same, I think it looks intentional and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And nobody is going to know that I ended up trimming a little bit off of the bottom because I didn't center my sentiments. So isn't that just the prettiest thing? Mine's a little bit crooked, but that's okay too. So here they are. This is the first one that I did and the second one that I did. And I think they both turned out beautiful. So there you have it. So where can I get some of that purple tape? The purple tape is actually, oh my goodness, I'm having, my mind is blanking. It will come to me. I can't think of the name of the company right now. Stephanie, is Stephanie online? Maybe Corrine, I saw Corrine on there. I don't know if Stephanie's online. Let's see, the purple tape. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, it will come to me. I just can't think of the name of it right now. But it will come to me. All right, the next card that we're gonna make, I'm so sorry, I can't remember. When is the next time you'll be on HSN? That is actually going to be, Lisa's asking, we'll be on HSN, I believe it's July 14th. I think it's the 14th of July. But we're doing the July show. I won't actually be there because I'm in Michigan. Normally I do travel out, but with everything that's going on, I am not going to be able to make that trip. And they're not, they're doing a lot with Skype with the guests and stuff now. Holly is set up to Skype for us. So. But that's going to be in July. And then Sue is asking, how has your business done during this time? We've actually done, everything is slow, but we've kept things moving, I guess. We've been doing okay. We've had a lot of time to plan and do stuff, plan like future collections, which has been nice. And I've had a lot of time to do these for you guys. And I think this has been a really, really fun and an exciting thing for everybody. And it's been something really good for me to do. And I've enjoyed it a lot. So we've done okay. We were able to, we didn't exactly stay open in the sense that we had, everybody in, in the office and stuff like that. But we were able to continue shipping periodically. And we're back and, up and running with daily shipping. So. And I can't see the last question, Alan.
Sorry.
Okay, so the next thing I wanted to work with, what you see me spacing out here, is still working with that sentiment set, but I wanted to do something that was going to just be a full-on scene because I love working with scenes. So let me show you everybody I grabbed here. Somebody had asked me, wanted to see something else with the strawberry patch. So I decided to pull these strawberry patch little bears and strawberries. Here they are on the back, and the dies. So you can see my little bear is right here, and the little mice, so I've stamped some of them in my little strawberry here. And then I thought, let's mix those up with some of the Pixie Pals, because I love mixing and matching my stamp sets. And one of the things that we're very, very careful about is making sure that that you can mix and match a lot of these things. So we're careful about the sizing of them. Our pocket pails, a lot of them will look absolutely adorable even next to some of the larger images. So like our little pixies here, they're pocket pails, which means they're extra teeny tiny little characters. And they look just so cute. I mean, look at these little fairies. Look how cute that is with that little bear. I mean, they're just adorable. So I pulled those to play with as well. And I don't know exactly how this is going to go together. I just kind of started stamping and cutting and coloring, and we're going to see how it goes. But I do have a little bit of a plan. I also grabbed the country fence, and I cut this little fence here because I thought it might be fun to see if we can work that in. In a cloudy sky, I've got a few of the smaller clouds from that. I've got Let's see, this is one of my favorite paper packs, Sweet Summer. It's got some beautiful bright and summery colors in it. This is my sample, so that's why I write on them so I know which one's mine. And that's what this yellow piece of cardstock is. And then I also grabbed, this is the wood grain from the Sweater Weather, which is a fall pack, which has got beautiful rich colors in it. And we have that particular wood grain there. And then the scallop circle. Now, I do have to give credit to Tina. She did some beautiful, she was on our design team, and she did a beautiful, beautiful card that you'll actually see on Instagram, and I absolutely loved the layout. So this is her layout. I started with her layout. It's one of my favorite cards that she did, and she used this scallop circle to create this beautiful arrangement here. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that. I want to make sure and give her credit for it because it's her initial layout or template, and then I'm going to build the scene on top of that. So so let me give a shout out to Tina for that. So this is the die set, and I used the 2 outer dies here for it. So what I did is I took the first 2 outer dies, the big scallop. Actually, let me show you how they layer. I layered it just like this on a piece of cardstock. The large circle down. This large circle does not have a blade on the inside, so it's going to leave, it's just going to cut that whole circle out. It's going to leave it intact. And then I chose to nest it like this with the inner circle. And then that is what creates this one here. Okay, so it's those 2. Sharon is saying, will you be coming out with some animal stamps?
In your next release.
In our next release, trying to think of what we have. We almost always have animals, and I can't remember what's in it. Isn't that awful?
I don't know, but it's really great.
It's really, really adorable, and I can't remember all that's in it. But I can't give you too much anyway. I can't give you too much detail. I got to keep everybody guessing. I was just going over our HSN release, and then I was in the studio today crafting these. So I'm drawing a blank on some things. I tell you, I will always answer you if I can. Can we use the sentiments separately? Yes, and that's what I'm going to do here. So let me show you how this goes. I'm going to move all these little pieces over here. I've already stamped, colored with Copics, and I cut them out with the dies. I'm going to pop this up on some foam. Where's my scissors? Here they are.
How'd you color those?
I colored all those little images just with alcohol markers. I use Copics. You can use whatever markers you want. Or if you want to watercolor them, you can. But I used Copics. Get a little piece of fuzz out of here. There we go. So I've got my single layer foam here. It's a little bit long. Put these 2 little pieces on here just to give those pieces there some stability. This is where this is going to go, okay? And then we're going to frame it with this circle, all right? So what I'm going to do, though, is put my adhesive. Actually, I'm going to use a liquid adhesive on this, because if I use the tape, then I know I'm going to lay that down wrong, and I'm going to have a bit of a problem. Because the moment the tape grabs hold, it's going to adhere like immediately. So I want to have a little bit of playtime with it. Let me put this paper under here so that if I get any spillover with my glue, then I know I'm all right. So I'm going to lay this on here and just line that up, just like so. All right. And then Isn't that pretty? Just like that, I think it's just beautiful. I love this die. I love scallops, and I love this whole look with the little, like that doily look. It's just so pretty. So then I'm just going to trim this little bit off of here.
What size is that panel?
A second. There we go. Okay, so I'm working with an A2 cardigan, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right, and if you're not familiar with what that is, it's a half of a letter size sheet. So you would take a letter size sheet and you would cut it right down the middle at 5 1/2, and then you would score it down the center at 4 1/4 and fold it over, and that's how you end up with your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. And these cards can open, you know, side to side, or you can also open, you know, top to bottom as well. This panel here, I cut this panel, I trimmed 1/4 of an inch off of the top and off of the side. So that's going to leave me with 1/8 of an inch edge all around the side there. All right. So this is where we are right now. And I'm not sure if I have to tuck anything or not. So this is where I'm just going to be playing a bit, because I don't know how I want this to come together yet. So I have all my little characters here, and I just want to start popping these in here to see how they might go. I love that this has some dimension to it, so it looks like that circle is set in, and I have this little framed space in here. I don't want the bear in there. I want the bear up on the top of that, I think. I think that looks adorable. So I just want to get a feel for where I might want to put things right now. I was thinking that I might put this in here, but I think that might be too much. I don't think you can see enough of it to know that that's a fence. Carmen is asking, are you having anything for Christmas on HSN? Yes, Christmas in July on HSN is Christmas in July, and we have a lot of stuff, and it is amazing Christmas stuff. They're just adorable. You know what, maybe if I put that, you know what, that looks really cute if I raise it up a little bit. What do you think of that? Do you guys like that? Anybody? Bueller, my husband. I think that looks really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this fence just like this, just to make it a little bit smaller. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me see. Does that fit in there? That does very well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Somebody's asking if we're getting any new polka doodles. Christmas in July on HSN, there will be some polka doodles there. Do you remember what colors you used on the bear? Ooh, I honestly do not.
Brown.
Brown. My husband says brown. That's not very helpful. Sorry. All right, this is not straight. Let me see. I got to line this up. I got to see how much space I have here. All right, and then I want to make sure it's straight. So this is where I always want to put my head in the camera, because I want to make sure I get it centered and make sure everything is straight. And with that little piece cut out, it wants to kind of move on me a little bit. There you go, but I think that works out. So let's see. I think I'd like that up a little higher like that. All right, we're going to do that because I think that's going to be really cute. I think it's just going to kind of set the stage a little bit. So I'm just putting a little bit of a liquid adhesive onto here. And I trimmed it right at one of the posts, so it's got a really good edge on it. And I'm going to put this just a little bit lower than center. And I'm not going to take it all the way to the edge. There we go. That is so cute. I think that's adorable. Now the pieces that are going to be back here, notice I have that dimension. You see that dimension, how it's lifted up because I put it on foam? All right. So the pieces that are going to go back there are going to be flat, right on the card. Oops, I almost tore that. That would have been bad. All right. I'm going to tuck this down just a little bit. Make sure my little strawberries are upright. That's so cute. And now for my little bear, I'm going to do a little bit of foam for this bear. Remember when I said I have those little foam pieces? This is where I grab those, because I want my bear to be up here. So part of him is going to be flat and part of him is going to be over that area that is kind of set in. So I'm going to make sure and give that some support. And then at the very bottom, I'm putting a little bit of adhesive. I'm having trouble today getting these off of here. I don't know what that's all about. There we go. And I need to also be aware of where I'm placing it because I don't want his ear to hang off over the card. Because I want this to fit into an envelope. There we go. Look how cute. Oh my goodness, what a doll. Love him. All right, next, I'm going to put these. I kind of like that. That looks cute. So I'm also going to put these flat because I'm going to see about putting like my the little characters that I want to add. I want to have them popped up. And I don't want to add too much dimension. So let's see. How about like that? Put that down. And then that looks cute. Who do we have left? Let's see. All right, now for some pixie fun. I love these little pixies. They are just the cutest thing. I seriously can't wait until you see. We do have some super cute little pocket pails in store, like the little miniature ones. They're just so much fun. So let's set her up on top of that mushroom. Isn't she just the cutest? I think he works here. He's running like he stole a strawberry. What a doll. I love these. If you didn't hear my story, if you weren't here when I worked with these the last time, this particular, the strawberry patch set is actually designed based on a children's book that I used to read to my son when he was really little, and I loved it. It was called The Red Ripe Strawberry and the Big Hungry Bear. And I absolutely loved it. It's one of my all-time favorites. And so I love bears and strawberries, and I thought it would be really, really cute to have. Now look at this. That's just got to go there, doesn't it? Yeah, I was going to put her, I was thinking of putting her there, but I think I'm going to put that there. And that, I'm not going to be able to, I don't think I can use the foam. I could use a very, very tiny little strip of foam on that, I think, but I'm just going to glue that one down. I don't think that's a piece that has to have a lot of dimension. So let's go like that so that you can climb up. So if the mouse wanted to climb up to the top of that, how cute. Oh, love it. Okay, next, I think I'm going to put her up here. I think she's super cute. I love mixing sets like this. I love creating these scenes with these little characters. They're just so fun. Look how sweet that is. I don't know if I have room for him, and I know I don't have room for him. Let me see. What am I going to do with this cloud? I've got 2 clouds that I think I can fit on here. I'd made 3 just in case, but I think I can fit 2. So what if I put that one there? Is this going to be too much? And then that one there. No, I think it gives me a little bit of height. I think that works fine. Yeah, let's do that. We'll put one here. And then the other one here. Should he go on the cloud? Is that too much? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to put him up there. I like the idea of having some color up there, but that just might be too much. And if I add any more, I think I'm just going to be crowding it. So I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. I think that is super cute. Now, what about a sentiment? Here's my encouragement, because that's what this is all about, right? Those sentiments. Let's add a sentiment. And I have some back here already that I cut. They're back here. Which one is this? Get them all out of there. Okay. And I'm thinking, let's see, where do I want to put it? What is this one? Stay strong. I may end up moving one of these because I want to be able to fit a sentiment in here. We're in this together. How cute is that? For all of these characters. I think I'm going to move this. Let me see if I can get this off of here without tearing the paper. There you go. Perfect. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim one side of this off, just like that. Make sure it's straight. I'm going to prop it up on foam. And this just shows you, again, the versatility of these. It has that beautiful ribbon cut at the edge already. And I can use it just as it is, but I can also trim it down to fit into a smaller space if I want. And I really like this one for this card because it says we're in this together, and we've got a whole group here. Let's see, is that going to fit right there? I'm going to take it all the way out to the side of the card. Nah, I'm going to start it at the edge. We're in this together. Make sure it's straight. I think it's very cute. And then how about, I don't know if I like the cloud. I think the cloud might be too much. Let me see. Let me remove this cloud. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure I want the clouds. All right. See, this is what I do when I'm creating. How about if I put this up here more? Because without the clouds, I think it works better. It was getting a little crowded. This is just what you have to go through when you're creating to make sure you have good balance. on your card. You know, I've got a really good, it looks very cohesive. There you go. I'm going to leave it like that. So no on the clouds, as it turns out, because I don't want to overcrowd. You know, after all, we are supposed to be keeping a distance, right? Sorry. So that is a finish. So Beverly is saying, do you have a wish list on your site? You know what? We don't, but that's a great suggestion. That's a great suggestion. I'm going to take a look at that. Sharon, can you talk about how HSN works? Do we have to watch live and buy live, or can we buy things after live? And are they items that will not be sold on the LDRS website? Well, there's different answers for different things there. So let me switch my camera. Give me just a moment. Okay. Hi. Okay, so let me answer those questions. Sharon's asking, how does HSN work? And the question is, my husband puts the questions up in front of me so I can see. Do we have to watch live and buy live, or can we buy things after the live? That depends on what it is. For the auto ship, all right, for the auto, if HSN has an auto ship, and this is not how I set it up, this is how they set it up. If HSN has an auto ship, then what that means is they're going to have like what the initial kit is. And then they're going to have, it's almost like a subscription. Okay, so you kind of buy into a subscription. And then every 3 months or 2 months or whatever it is, you will just get something in the mail if you sign up for the auto ship. All right. The auto ship you can only get on that day. You'll be able to get that initial kit, the first one, even after the live day is over. But anything that is in that subscription, any of the subsequent kits, you won't have access to those. So if it's an auto ship, you have to get it on that day if you're going to subscribe to the auto ship portion of that. So that's why nobody's been able to get the other kits that were part of our auto ship that we did back in January. And when it comes to, you know, is it something that you'll be able to get on the LDRS website? You know, increasingly, you know, we do a lot of things with HSN that are exclusive to HSN. So, so a lot of the time, that's where you're going to get it. Mostly, I mean, almost all the time, that's where you're going to get it. It'll be exclusive. If it's not exclusive, it won't be available for quite some time thereafter. But for the most part, you can pretty much count on it. I would say 9 times out of 10 being exclusively available on HSN. So, and what else? Caroline is saying, what is the stamp set? I'm assuming, let me show you that, because I worked with 2 stamp sets for this particular card. So let me switch my camera back. I worked with 2 stamp sets. Let me get the dies out of here, that gets confusing. So this particular card has the strawberry patch stamps. I also use the coordinating dies to cut out the images, and I also use pixie pails and the coordinating dies to cut out the little characters and stuff. So those are the stamps that I used in this, along with the encouragement stamp set where you're seeing the sentiment, and that won't be available though until next month. So that's what I use there, and I will put all of those in the description down below. I didn't finish the cards until today, so I didn't know everything that I was going to be using, so I couldn't put all that stuff in there. So, oh my goodness, it's 8 o'clock already. So we've got to do a giveaway.
You need a bell or something.
I need a bell. Okay, so what are we giving away? I'm going to give one of these away. This is the encouragement stack stamp. And it is not available yet for purchase. And also, let me put this together. It's kind of a mess, but so the giveaway is going to be the encouragement sentiment set, the upcoming one. So you're going to get our sneak peek, as well as the coordinating sentiment stack die. And so make sure you get your comments. You gotta comment. If there isn't a comment out there, then I don't know you're here. My husband's going to be picking the name. So we need to know who is here if you want to get in the running for that. So I'm going to give you a moment to get your comment out there. All righty. So let's see. We still getting comments? We're still getting comments? Okay. He's got a name for me. It's Carol Lynn Carnes. Carol Lynn Carnes, you are the winner. You're going to get the encouragement stack sentiment set as well as the coordinating die. So this is like one of our hottest items. We can't keep these things in stock for very long. So very, very cool. Yay! Big hand for Carol Lynn. I need your information though. So you can either on Facebook, you can either send me a private message on Facebook, and I need your complete shipping address and your name and all that good stuff. Or you can send an email to customerservice@ldrscreative.com. And that will make its way to us, and then we can get your prize out to you right away. So yay, Carol Lynn. How exciting. Awesome. Well, this was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this card as well as, where's the other one? I've lost it. I make a mess over here when I'm crafting, so I'm not the neatest crafter. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. Look at it. I always think that's so funny when the green screen, you can see like anything that's green, you can just see through. It's like the most bizarre thing. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I don't have any idea what I'm going to be doing next week. Today's Thursday?
Thursday.
Yes, today's Thursday. I have no idea what I'm doing next week, next Tuesday, but I will be right here, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I hope to see you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Over and out for now. I hope you guys enjoyed us in the Amalfi Coast. I absolutely love Italy, and I'm going to make it there one day. So I hope you guys had a little vacation with us. So